What's good, everybody? It's the Cloud with Cap Show. Who is the face of the NBA? It is still LeBron James. In the second place is Steph Curry. LeBron and Steph Curry, they are the face right now. And they've been for the past, I would say, almost decade. I know that might sound a little ignorant, but I'm telling you what, LeBron James right now and Steph Curry, they're main tickets right now for the NBA. And we look at Steph Curry, for example, most all-time three-pointers, over 3,000 three-pointers in his career, which is insane. We look at the All-Star game. Steph Curry hit 16 three-pointers, scored 50 points in the All-Star game record. I mean, Steph Curry just continues to amaze people, right? I mean, his humbleness, and I think that's really what helps him get to where he's at. Being humble, not being confident, cocky, just arrogant, like some athletes. But Steph Curry's not that type of guy. He's very humble, and he shows it. He shows it all the time, but he just continues to get better, bro. He really does. It's amazing, and we look at LeBron. Everybody wants to bash LeBron, say he's not clutch, or, we go back to the 2011 NBA Finals when, yes, LeBron James did choke, and I think when LeBron James choked in 2011, it really helped him out to get where he's at today, a four-time NBA champion. Steph Curry, a three-time NBA champion, the face of the NBA. It's amazing. And I think what's going to happen after Steph and LeBron, it's going to be crazy. I mean, we look at the all-time greats like Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, those type of guys, those gentlemen, dude. I'm telling you, they paved the way for today's game. They really have. And people in today's game, they should really be blessed and feel fortunate enough to play in this today's game, because back in the 80s and 70s and 60s, dude, the game was so different, bro. You could foul and get away with it. You could really throw a tech and just do whatever you please, right? And I think the game has softened up in a way. But in another way, it's there's more skills got to be involved in today's NBA game. I really do believe that. You got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to score. You got to be able to play defense, or else you become one-dimensional in the NBA. You're not going to really make it that long. Look at Steph Curry and LeBron. How do they make it this long? Besides being great scorers. You know what I'm saying? Being leaders on the floor, knowing what to do, knowing what all the position, all the players play, what they do, what type of plays we're going to run. LeBron and Steph, they're kind of like a Peyton Manning-esque of the NBA. Know the floor. They know their teammates. They know the weaknesses and strengths of their opponents. They know all these things, and that's why LeBron and Steph are just so great, man. Yes, there's new young stars coming into the scene. Giannis, Luka, John Morant. Those guys, they're the next wave. They are. They really are. Nothing against them, but I just think with Steph and LeBron, what they're doing right now, it's pretty amazing. And I think, as a fan-wise, we should not take this for granted. This is once in a lifetime here. We're never going to get a LeBron James again, dude. Being able to jump the way he jumps, the way he's built, the God-given ability, talent that LeBron is gifted from day one, dude, to this point right now. I mean, dude, LeBron, he could have went in a different sport and dominated that sport. He could have went in a different profession and dominated that. That's just how gifted LeBron James is. And for athlete to athlete, it's just we never seen really a God-given gift like LeBron James is, dude. We haven't. We haven't even seen that yet, dude. LeBron still continued to dominate at age 37. Can still continue to dunk on people at age 37. It's mind-boggling, dude. It's how does this happen? But, we got Steph Curry. And I would say right now, who is the face? Yes, LeBron and Steph. But I think right now Steph is kind of really continuing to build up on that. Because why? Because Steph Curry's winning right now. To whereas the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron, they're not really winning too much right now. They're the ninth seed right now. So if today was the playoffs, they would miss, and Golden State would get in. So they are winning right now. And Steph Curry has his boy back, Klay Thompson, Splash Bros, and they're going to continue to get better. But it's just for Steph Curry, what's next for him? And I think, he's going to stay in Golden State, which I think he should. Stay in Golden State. They'll build a statue of Steph Curry if he stays his whole career there, kind of like Tim Duncan or Kobe Bryant, staying with their same program, the same institution, the same team their whole career. We really don't see that much. Nowadays it's more oh, let's go to the best team, let's build a powerhouse team, and let's just win an NBA championship. That's really what it was. But that's why I like Steph Curry's story so much, because they didn't really, buy their way in. They were really drafted in it. Steph Curry, when he first came in as a rookie, dude, with Monte Ellis. That those were the days, where they actually won with 5 guys on the floor. No help on the injuries. They had seven or 8 players that could dress. I think this was against the Portland Trailblazers, and they couldn't even do it. They couldn't even sub out, so they had to keep a 5th guy in, and they won that game. Steph Curry had like 42. This was his rookie year. Monte Ellis dropped like 35 that game, and they won. Against all odds here. Like injuries and all that. And once that happened, even before that, and when Steph Curry was in college at Davidson, I was like, dude, this kid, he's going to be the face of the NBA one day. Eventually that day will come, and look at him now. Look at Steph Curry, where he's at. He should have won MVP this past year. I just think that's ridiculous. Averaging 32 points a game, and they're going to stub Steph Curry for MVP? Like, dude, that's crazy to me. And then Steph Curry just drops 50 in the All-Star game. It's like, what else does Steph Curry need to do? He just continues to dominate, the best shooter that we've ever seen and probably ever will during our lifetime. In the next 100 years, they'll look back and say, yeah, Steph Curry, this guy, he was the greatest shooter ever, and he still is 100 years later. 100 years from now. 200 years, that might even be the same thing. They're going to be like, dude, nobody's beating Steph Curry's 3-point record because it's just insane, dude. It's against all odds. It's like one of them things like, how's this even possible? How does Steph Curry even hit 10 3-pointers in a game, let alone 16? Like, crazy. Over 3,000 3-pointers, dude. Oh, my gosh. Oh, dude. Like, that's like, how? How does Steph Curry come up with this? It's amazing. But I think as LeBron continues to, obviously LeBron's going towards the end of his career. I think for Steph, more for him, it's like, it's going to become his league. I really do think that. I think LeBron has a good 5 years left, and then he's going to retire. He's talking about he wants to play with his son, Bronny, when he comes into the NBA, just 1 year, play with his son, and it'll only just be because of him. It won't be for the money or whatever. But I just think that's a great thing for LeBron. But LeBron understands that, hey, my time is limited right now in the NBA. To whereas when I first came in as a rookie in 2003, it was just like, hey, like everything was just new to me for LeBron. But he was still dominating then, dude. He came in, got really, grew up in that environment, right? When he was playing against the Boston Celtics, really didn't get along with them in the Detroit Pistons, and that really helped him out to become a champion, a 4-time NBA champion. He didn't win his first championship till 2012, 2013. Repeat with the Heat. Then he came back 2016 and won with the Cleveland Cavaliers down 3-1. First team to ever come back against Golden State and Steph Curry. That was probably one of the best NBA Finals we've ever seen. Down 3-1. No team has ever done that except LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016. History. And LeBron even said it. You can't guard him or Steph Curry. You just can't. You can't do it. You can, put a hand up, whatever. You could try, but at the end of the day, you just can't guard those guys. You can't. You can't guard Kevin Durant. You can't. You can't guard those. Kyrie, you can't guard him. There's just, certain players in the NBA today where you just cannot guard. You can try to guard, but you just can't hold them. You can't hold them to 0 points nowadays. People can score. Better athletes. Faster, quicker, stronger. That's just how they are now. It just continues to get better and better. But for the NBA's sake, I think, yes, I do think it'll continue to be good, in the next 20 years. Yes, but I just think when LeBron James leaves the NBA, it's not going to be the same. 20 years later, LeBron came in 03. Now it's 2022. Almost 20 years in the league, dude. Been dominating. People still hate LeBron. People say, oh, he's a flopper. And yes, he does flop before. He's flopped, yes, many times. We can point out all the weaknesses in LeBron James's game. His mental, isn't a ball hog. All this doesn't have the Kobe Bryant mentality, the Mamba mentality, and all this. But, at the end of the day, LeBron still has 4 championships right now. And I do think he needs to get another one, which will come. I do believe that. Will the Lakers win in 2022 this year? It's going to be hard. It really is. I just think, it's going to be hard. The way they're playing right now, they're the 9th seed. But, I wouldn't be mad if you guys threw a bet on the Lakers to win it this year because the odds are just crazy right now for the Lakers to even make the playoffs, let alone win the NBA championship. So I wouldn't be mad about that. But, a dark horse team for sure, Golden State, I would definitely consider that as well. Throw money on Golden State and Steph Curry. Why not? If Klay Thompson and Steph Curry go for, 40 apiece, or 50 apiece, dude, I think Golden State could really run deep and maybe even win the NBA championship this year. I know. Yes, NBA championship, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. I'm telling you what, they have that blueprint for that. They do. So I think, the Golden State Warriors, they are not out whatsoever. So I think Steph Curry and LeBron, they're continuing to build their brand. They're continuing to build the NBA for the young superstar to come up as well, to replace them. But at the end of the day, they're not replaceable. Those superstars, the Hall of Famers, they're not replaceable. Yes, you got to fill their shoes in, but you can't replace those type of people. You just cannot do it. You can't do it. But I just think for the NBA, political-wise, it's not as good. But I think looking at it from a bigger picture with LeBron and Steph right now in 2022, they're continuing to get better, and they are the face of the NBA. And I think they will be for the next 5 to 10 years. I think Steph Curry will do that once LeBron James retires. And then once Steph Curry will be like Giannis or Luka or somebody, John Morant. One of those guys will be the face of the NBA eventually. But right now, Steph Curry and LeBron James, they continue to build their brand. They continue to get better. And they continue to win championships after championships. 7 combined between Steph and LeBron James. So it's amazing. They continue to just climb. So I love that. Shout out to Steph Curry. Shout out to one of the best NBA players to ever play, LeBron James. He's my number 2 all-time, baby. Let's go!